Hi, my name is Heather Feather. I am the owner of Rare Bird Medicine, and today I wanted to talk about the light of truth. What caused me to want to start talking about this today is I received a Dharma profile reading from the Akashic Records through Akashic Resources. You can go to akashicresources.com or search for Akashic Resources through Facebook groups, and you'll find a wonderful opportunity to learn more about yourself through the offerings that these beautiful beings offer. I received a Dharma profile. Dharma, the Eastern philosophy of Dharma is your teaching, your offering, your life purpose, your life mission, the thing that you as an entity are at Earth School for. And I am here for multidimensional quantum connection to truth, justice, love, and divine awareness. And I've spent 2,000 lifetimes with the Soul Collective focused on individual truth, universal truth, what is truth. And I can tell you, I've spent 45 years in this lifetime constantly ruminating on this and expanding and seeing it from different angles and having a prismatic awareness of what truth means. What is the truth? Most of my life, I can say, I really believe that irrespective of your chosen religion, your chosen spiritual focus, your chosen atheism, your chosen agnosticism, whatever belief matrix or philosophy system you've chosen to frame this thing called life in and go, it's science, or it's God is, or it's, whatever Allah, or whatever frame you've put it all in and said, this is what it is, this is what it means. Beautiful. One of the things my consciousness has been trying to wrap around with the truth is, in the hubris of my youth, I was like, irrespective of what you think, there's got to be a truth back of it all. Like, the Muslim faith is right, or the Christian faith is right, or science is right, or atheism is right, or there's got to be one of these things that is the truth back of it all. And I've spent a lot of my life studying the world's religions, trying to find what is the truth back of it all. But also having great appreciation for the hubris of ego, the arrogance of ego, and how much every two-legged has an ego, and the ego is not the enemy. It is has a function, which is to discern and categorize things for us, but it's kind of taken over as the judger. The judger! And that judgment usually assesses, I'm right, my philosophy is right. My philosophy is the one true truth. Mine is the truth, and if you get on program, one of the things that's challenged me about that concept is that, number one, if you're very scientific or you're very religious, you're very spiritual, whatever philosophy you're following, and you really believe you're right, then that means everyone else is wrong. And if I try to think of the concept of consciousness or intelligence more superior than mine, one that can put the Fibonacci sequence and sacred geometry and mathematics back of all of this and cause a male seahorse to carry the babies and, make peacocks and goats jump into trees and hang out up there. Whatever caused all that, whatever wisdom put all this intelligence in a seed for a little seed to make an oak tree, I haven't experienced any of that intelligence to be non-inclusive. All of the intelligence I've looked at is very inclusive. All the mathematics, it's all very inclusive. So it seems odd to me that if there's an intelligence back of this paradigm, that it would be like, I'm fallible, so I'm going to make a bunch of children that don't get the answer, and some of the children are special to me, and I'm going to give them the answer, and the rest, hopefully they'll figure it out and talk to the ones I made that know the answer. That never made sense to me. That seems illogical, that if there's something more intelligent than me, it's got to at least be as compassionate as I am. And I'm very compassionate and believe in the validity and value of everyone's belief matrix. So it's got to be more inclusive than that. which thinking that your individual philosophy system is the right one and the only way, and if people would get on your page, then finally the world would know what's going on. All of that sounds like ego to me. That doesn't sound like truth. That sounds like ego. That sounds like hubris. It sounds like arrogance. It sounds like assumptiveness. So usually as I've looked for the truth, I've talked to a lot of my students throughout my life about listening for the bell of truth that rings in you. You can feel it almost. And I think it's just because I've spent so long focused on this topic. I can feel it when the truth feels not present in the room. It's actually often why I get angry, is when the truth is not present in the room and I'm having to figure out how to keep it present. And what I can say is that the reason the idea and the concept from the slice of quantum physicists out there that believe in multiverses, the reason that concept appeals to me so much is because it's the only philosophy I've found that is inclusive in a way that's even larger than my own inclusivity that I believe I am as a frequency. And here's why. And here's why. So if you have infinite universes that exist side by side, then that means that there are some universes where there is a flat earth. Not a ton, because collectively, the collective consciousness in this universe, if we want to isolocate it to this space-time delusion of this universe we're in right now, the collective believes in a round earth, or initially we were like it's flat, then we're like it's round, now we're like it's more ovular. We keep changing our idea of it. But I would say probably predominantly the majority of the multiverses, it's more round or ovular in shape, because the majority of consciousness believes that. However, if we have infinite multiverses that exist side by side, then some of the multiverses, the earth is flat. Some of the multiverses probably star-shaped. I mean, the earth is probably in an infinite number of strange shapes out there if we have infinite multiverses occurring side by side. And I find this highly viable, not only because of the inclusivity of the concept of multiverses, because through the concept of multiverses, if we believe that consciousness is what creates the truth, or belief matrix is what creates the reality, then there are 7.8 billion individual humanoid truths. So this isn't even accounting for, any mathematician would tell you it's not really viable to not believe in aliens, because mathematically it would be impossible for there not to be other life forms. So just speaking to the 7.8 billion that we currently count here at Earth School, it's viable if there are infinite multiverses that each being has created a universe, has created through their consciousness their own multiverse, and to them that multiverse is true, whether you agree with their philosophy or not. So there's a certain number of universes where I would say science is the truth and the law and the way and the light. There's a certain number of universes where, Allah is the truth and the way and the light. Or, we say Hinduism is not a monotheism, but fundamentally it's Brahman. And under Brahman is Brahma, Krishna, or Vishnu. Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. Krishna is an incarnation of Vishnu. But you do still have that singular. But so there's a number of universes where Hinduism is correct. There's a number of universes where each variation of Christianity is correct. There's a number of universes where witchcraft is correct. There are a number of universes. And so the thing is that it's about the individual. If the multiverses are caused as a result of consciousness and are caused as a result of the individual truth, and what we're finding from quantum mechanics is the observer, the double slit experiment speaks volumes to this. I won't go in depth to that. But the observer is influencing the probability wave of subatomic particles to collapse into particles in specific locations, places. Here's how they're smoothie, The observer causes it to collapse into the world And you go, like, the world is like this. And the universe goes, that version of the universe, that multiverse goes, okay, sure, here you go. Here you go. You asked, there you go. So this is why I spent a lot of time in awareness speaking on and kind of moving towards how do we step towards a healed earth, a healthy earth, a loving brethren, a unified, a more bridge-building, peacemaking society, a little bit less focus on the negativity and what's not working. Maybe if your consciousness is causing a multiverse to become a reality, then maybe being a steward of your consciousness is a really important thing to consider, because we do know that your consciousness is causing subatomic particles to become particles and stop being waves that exist in probabilities of locality, and they become particles in a specific space, time, location as a result of your observation of them. I feel like quantum tunneling or quantum jumping, two separate concepts, but these concepts I feel like are also concepts that kind of point to the multiverse concept being highly viable. I actually believe that we do have an infinite number of universes that exist side by side. All of them are present due to consciousness. And the number of multiverses is trillions upon trillions, because I don't believe that there are just 7.8 billion Earthlings and that's it. Boom. That's all the life other than the animals and plants, and because it's mathematically unsound, and math has a beautiful way of making sense. But fundamentally, there's no way to prove that you exist. There's no way to prove that this isn't a simulated program. There's no way to prove that this is a dream or not. Yet, maybe we'll get there. Maybe we'll get to where we can really, truly prove, do we exist? But we're not even at a place yet with all the things mankind has been able to achieve. We're still not at a place where we can prove that we exist. I mean, pinching myself, again, can just be part of the simulation that was programmed in, or part of the dream. It could be a facet of the dream. Like, I've never understood that. Why would pinching yourself mean that you exist? Because you have feeling? So is it not viable that there could be a dream-making realm in which you could have feeling? It doesn't make sense to me at all. Teach their own. The beauty of the decision I've made to really focus and concentrate and kind of look towards the evidence of this multiverse concept is that I don't have to disagree with others. I don't have to get in endless arguments about flat earth, round earth. They all exist. I don't have to get in endless arguments with others about, like, let me hand you my philosophy, because my philosophy exists and works for me, and certainly you've created a multiverse that exists and works for you. Bless you. May you thrive in it. May you do well. May you enjoy the paradigm, the mansions, the many mansions in your mind that you have created that become your paradigm. May you choose well the paradigm that you choose to walk in. So when it comes to the topic of the light of truth, the illumination, and when I say light, I just mean the illuminated awareness of truth, the offering that I'm giving today is, can we consider the idea that everyone is right? That there are 7.8 billion individual truths, and those individual truths cause a multiverse or reality to be born forth, because consciousness is causing the subatomic wave to become a particle. Is it viable? Is it viable that everyone's right? So then my question is, what are we fighting about? Why do we keep arguing with each other? What's the point in that? I think most of us are, throughout our lifetime, constantly quantum jumping between multiverses. And I think why that happens is because it is a frequency-based universe. It is a consciousness frequency-based universe. And as our consciousness attunes to different variant frequencies, we attune to different multiverses. So as we become more open, we might be able to move towards a multiverse that includes more openness, more bridge building, more peacemaking, more... we speak often about ascension in this realm, which is a very linear thought. So anything that goes linear, I'm like, that sounds like it's from the ego. But if we think about the concept being more movement in alignment with wholeness, it's not, instead of going from like worse to better, just movement, energy, movement is an option. Today, I'm inviting myself to really think about the light of truth. What is truth? Do you know the truth? Are you right? How often do you tell yourself you're right? What if everyone's right? There's an option. To your truth, to universal truth, to individual truth, to all concepts of truth, may the light of awareness shine within you in such a way that you no longer have to question self and others each day. Blessed be.